Washington has given Denmark and the Netherlands permission to supply Ukraine with US-made F-16s. Ukraine has long pleaded for the fighter jets from its Western allies, and 11 countries have already pledged to give Ukrainian pilots the necessary 6 months of training to fly the planes. Ukraine is relying on decades-old Soviet-era aircraft, which are vulnerable to air-to-air missile attacks, but it's unclear when the F-16s will be used in active combat. Previously, Washington had concerns the move could escalate tensions with Russia, but has since said that these jets will be crucial for Ukraine's long-term security.
Oh, Lucy, is it?
Yes.
Hello, my name's Chester, please. So, it's Stefan, 2 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Tonight, authorities in Pakistan cracking down after days of religious violence in the country, mobs setting fire to the roads of Punjab province, burning 5 churches and attacking dozens of Christian homes. Police deploying more than 6,000 officers and troops, arresting at least 146 Muslims in connection with the attacks. Police also arresting 2 Christian men who allegedly tore pages and wrote insults in a copy of the Quran, the holy book of Islam. It was that supposed act of desecration that triggered the violence.
China has launched military drills around Taiwan. Beijing describes the drills as a serious warning against Taiwan independence. This is seen as response to Taiwanese Vice President's recent visit to the United States. China's People's Liberation Army said that it is carrying out joint naval and air combat readiness patrols around the island. It says the joint exercises of Navy and Air Forces are to test their quote-unquote actual combat capabilities. Beijing gave a stern warning to Taiwan separatist forces with the drills. Taiwan has strongly condemned these drills and called it an irrational and provocative behavior. It says it will dispatch appropriate forces to respond and defend its freedom.
West Africa's regional bloc ECOWAS on Friday said it had agreed to an undisclosed D-Day for possible military intervention to restore democracy in Niger if diplomatic efforts fail. The news came at the end of a 2-day meeting between West African army chiefs in Ghana's Accra, where strategies around a possible use of force in Niger were discussed. ECOWAS has said such action would be a last resort.
Tonight, our northern neighbor awash in an eerie red glow as more than 1,000 blazes sweep across Canada in the country's worst wildfire season on record. Officials say half of the population in Canada's Northwest Territory has been displaced, now blanketed in smoke. Lines at gas stations stretching down roads as residents geared up to get out ahead of the weekend. Towering flames now at the doorstep of one of the remote region's largest cities, Yellowknife. Throngs of people there boarding buses to escape the fire danger, while more than 1,000 people left on evacuation flights, according to officials.
Thick metal chains hold in place a string of buoys in Calais, northern France, positioned at the mouth of an estuary into the English Channel. Its purpose is to stop migrant boats from France to the UK. Charities have slammed the blockades. Once upon a time, migrants carried their boats to the sea and set off directly from the beaches, but increased surveillance has made this impossible. Now, out of sight of law enforcement, migrant boats leave from the estuaries. Traffickers pick up some passengers along the river and some along the northern shores before making the crossing.